Welcome back to the Slumber Vault. I am the archivist. Tonight, we return to the shelves of the Tech Obscura wing, row 42, bin C. I have retrieved a document that speaks to a time of tangible media and manual calibration. It is a user operating manual for a 1985 video cassette recorder, model V8000. The pages are slightly yellowed, textured with the grain of recycled paper, and smell faintly of ozone and dust. We will simply read through the setup procedures, focusing on the specific mechanics of installation and timekeeping. There is no urgency here. There is only the process. Please find a comfortable position. Let the weight of the day settle like dust on a quiet shelf. Close your eyes and let us begin the calibration. We begin by examining the safety precautions and power requirements listed on page 2, column 1. The manual states that the unit operates on a standard alternating current of 120 volts at a frequency of 60 Hz. It is imperative to ensure that the polarized plug is inserted into the outlet in only one orientation to prevent electrical shock. Do not expose this apparatus to rain, moisture, or excessive humidity, as this may result in fire or hazard. The cabinet features ventilation slots on the top and bottom surfaces to allow for the dissipation of heat generated by the internal power supply. These openings must never be blocked by placing the video recorder on a bed, sofa, rug, or other similar soft surface. If the unit has been moved from a cold environment to a warm room, condensation, often referred to as dew, may form on the operating parts inside the casing. In this instance, the dew indicator light on the front display will illuminate in a steady red hue. You must leave the unit powered on but idle for approximately 2 hours until the moisture evaporates completely. The power cord is approximately 1.5 meters in length and is insulated with a black ribbed rubber coating. Inspect the cord for any abrasions or exposed copper wiring before attempting the initial connection. Once the plug is securely seated in the wall socket, the standby indicator will glow faintly. Turning to page 4, we encounter the diagram for connecting the antenna and television receiver. This process requires the manipulation of the rear panel terminals, specifically the RF input and output. Locate the 75-ohm coaxial cable, which is distinguished by its round, threaded F-type connectors at both ends. Take the end of the cable originating from your wall antenna or cable service and align the center copper pin with the hole in the jack labeled VHF/UHF in. Rotate the metal collar clockwise until the threads engage with the terminal. Continue turning the collar until it is finger tight, ensuring a secure connection to prevent signal leakage or snow in the picture. If you are utilizing a 300-ohm twin lead wire, often flat and brown, you must utilize the supplied matching transformer. Loosen the 2 screws on the transformer using a flathead screwdriver. Insert the spade lugs of the twin lead wire under the screw heads and tighten them firmly. Then push the transformer onto the coaxial post. Finally, connect the supplied RF coaxial cable from the terminal marked TV out on the VCR to the antenna input on your television set. This creates a loop-through signal path. Ensure the channel selector switch on the rear of the VCR is set to either channel 3 or channel 4, depending on the broadcast frequencies available in your local area. Let us proceed to the preparation of the remote control unit, designated as the wireless infrared commander. The remote is a rectangular prism formed of gray molded plastic, measuring 8 inches in length and 2 inches in width. On the reverse side of the remote, you will find the battery compartment cover, characterized by a small textured thumb grip. Apply gentle downward pressure on the thumb grip and slide the cover outward to remove it. This reveals the battery cavity, which houses 2 AA size manganese dry cells. Observe the polarity markings inside the compartment, noting the plus sign for the anode and the minus sign for the cathode. Insert the negative end of the first battery against the spring mechanism, then push the positive end down until it clicks into place. Repeat this procedure for the second battery, ensuring that they are aligned in opposite directions as indicated by the diagram. Once the batteries are seated, realign the cover rails with the slots on the remote body. Slide the cover upward until it snaps shut with a distinct audible click. To verify functionality, point the remote toward the VCR and press the power button. A red LED on the tip of the remote should blink once. If the remote is not to be used for an extended period, remove the batteries to prevent damage from electrolyte leakage. We now focus our attention on the front panel of the video cassette recorder. The panel is constructed of brushed aluminum with a black plastic insert containing the primary display window. To the far left is the power button, a square push-locking switch that depresses approximately 4 millimeters when activated. Adjacent to the power switch is the cassette loading compartment, protected by a motorized door that swings inward. Below the transport controls are the eject, rewind, play, fast forward, stop, and pause/still buttons. These buttons have a metallic finish and require a firm tactile press to engage the solenoid mechanisms within. To the right of the transport controls lies the multi-function display, a vacuum fluorescent screen that emits a pale blue-green light. This display provides visual feedback for the tape counter, the clock, and the channel selection. Currently, because the unit has been freshly plugged in, the clock area is flashing 12 o'clock repeatedly. Beneath a hinged door on the lower right, commonly referred to as the secondary control panel, lie the smaller programming buttons. These buttons are circular, rubberized, and approximately 3 millimeters in diameter.
We will need to access this hidden panel to perform the clock setting operation described in the next section.
We have arrived at Section 4, Subsection A, Setting the Digital Clock. This is a critical step for ensuring the accuracy of timer recordings. Open the secondary control panel door by pulling the top edge downward. Locate the button labeled Clock/Timer and press it once. The display will dim and the hour digit will begin to blink rapidly. Press the button labeled Select repeatedly to advance the hour. Please note the AM and PM indicators located to the right of the digits. Ensure that you cycle past 12 o'clock to change the indicator from AM to PM if you are setting the clock in the afternoon. Once the correct hour is displayed, press the Set button to lock it in. The minute digits will now begin to blink. Use the Select button again to advance the minutes. Holding the button down will cause the numbers to cycle rapidly, while tapping it advances the count by 1. Release the button exactly when the desired minute is shown. Press Set one final time to complete the entry. The blinking will cease, and the colon separating the hours and minutes will begin to pulse at 1-second intervals. The clock is now synchronized. If a power failure occurs, the internal capacitor will retain the memory for approximately 30 seconds before the display reverts to the flashing 12 o'clock.
With the clock set, we can examine the procedure for unattended recording, known as timer recording. This function allows the VCR to record a program while you are away or asleep. Press the Prog button to enter the programming mode. The screen will display 4 open memory banks labeled 1 through 4. Select an empty bank by pressing the corresponding number key. The display will prompt you to choose the recording frequency, one time, daily, or weekly. For a single event, press 1. Next, use the channel up and down buttons to select the broadcast channel you wish to record, for example, channel 0 to 8. Enter the start time using the same logic as setting the clock, selecting the hour, AM or PM, and the minute. Press Set to confirm, then proceed to enter the stop time. Ensure that the duration of the recording does not exceed the remaining tape length available on the cassette. Finally, verify the tape speed setting for this specific recording event. You may toggle between SP, LP, and SLP modes using the speed button. Once all data is entered, press the timer button on the main panel. The unit will power down and a red timer indicator will illuminate, signaling that the system is in standby mode, awaiting the start time.
The final section we will cover tonight concerns the manual adjustment of picture quality, specifically the tracking control. Occasionally, when playing a cassette recorded on a different machine, strictly horizontal bands of white noise or static may appear on the screen. This is due to a misalignment of the video heads with the magnetic tracks on the tape. To correct this, locate the rotary dial labeled Tracking on the lower right of the front panel. Alternatively, on some variations of this model, there are 2 buttons labeled Tracking Plus and Tracking Minus. While the tape is playing, slowly rotate the dial or press the buttons to adjust the head alignment.
Observe the television screen closely. As you adjust the tracking, the bands of static should begin to narrow and move toward the top or bottom of the frame until they disappear completely. If the picture begins to jitter vertically, you have adjusted the tracking too far. Reverse the direction of your adjustment. For optimal performance, return the tracking control to the center detent position, felt as a small notch in the rotation, before ejecting the tape. This ensures the default alignment is restored for subsequent viewing. The machine automatically engages a digital auto-tracking feature for standard play tapes, rendering manual adjustment necessary only for extended play recordings.
We have completed the review of the setup and configuration protocols for the model V8000. The clock is set, the cables are secure, the tracking is aligned. The manual is now closed, the information has been verified and archived. There is nothing more that requires your attention. The systems are functioning within nominal parameters. I will return this document to its place on the shelf in the Tech Obscura wing. Sleep well. The vault is now closed.